Just gonna get right into this. If you've got one of these GX345 garden tractors that has this time delay module on it, you're probably already aware that this is the reason your mower won't start or it cranks and has no fire. And if you're not already familiar with that, welcome to the game. Stick around. I'm gonna try to show you here why these things fail and how you can prevent them from failing. These electrical ignition time delay modules, they fit on the 325, the 335, the late model 345s, GX345 that I'm working on here now. 425s, 445s, the 2500, 2500A, B, and the E. If you've got an X300 series or an X500 series mower, it's not going to have this time delay module, but it is going to have a very similar component. I'll put a video link right up here. Pretty much the same problem on the X300 series or the X500 series mowers. I've already pulled this out, and I did cut my wires and put a couple quick disconnect Spade connectors on my hot wire, neutral or ground wire there. I bought a couple of these new, so that I'm going to try to make a brand new one fail and show you exactly what causes this to go bad. But I'll go ahead and hook this up here. If you're not familiar with this, it's a real easy process. Generally, you take the lug off the bottom of your starter where it connects to the wire here. I just cut that wire off the original time delay module. I cut the lead on the brand new one and put another Spade connector on. If you've never seen one of these, this is the inside of it. It has a small little capacitor there. It's got some resistors on it. I haven't found a really good way to bypass this for testing. If there is a way to bypass that, maybe you could leave some comments down below. I know one of the wires hooks directly to your coil. There is another wire that comes to the coil here. I have not tried to disconnect that. I would assume that would bypass all the safety switches and your key switch. So it may start, but you're not going to be able to turn it off. I do have a remote starter hooked up that I did another video on. I'll put a link to that right up here if you want to check it out. That makes it real easy to work on these things without having to worry about reaching around here and get to your key. Now when you're hooking this up, it's almost impossible to hook it up wrong. You've got your red lead wire, goes straight down to your starter down here. You've got the ground wire there that hooks up to your ground down there on the block. You've got two yellow wires, but one has a male connector, one has a female connector, so you know there's no way you could plug these in wrong. And then you have an orange wire that has a female connector on it. And all you do is match the colors up to the wires. Now the yellow wire, one of them goes in here with this yellow wire, that's your male goes in there, and your female hooks up here. But I'll go ahead and hook this up here real quick. It's literally a 5-minute job, even quicker if you've got these quick disconnects on here. So you can only hook up female to male, yellow to yellow, and this goes in with this yellow wire, and that runs into your coil wire or your black wire that runs up to your coils. And then you've got an orange wire here. It's a male connector on the mower itself and a female connector on the time delay module. And that's really all there is to hooking that up. Then you can mount it up here when we get done testing it. I guess let's make sure that one does work. So even with a remote starter, it'll crank the engine, but it's not going to start unless you got the key on. I need to give it a little choke here. Okay, now I don't want to leave it run too long here. I let the choke right off as I'm inside with the garage closed. But at least I know now it does fire. These are filled full of silicone. On this one here, I was able to squeeze or mash this. I took a pair of channel locks and literally mashed the heck out of it and did get this mower to intermittently fire and run, but it never did run consistently. And I'd say that's because there's either a loose component on here or something like that. I looked at this on camera blown up, and if you've ever pulled one of these apart, it's a pain in the butt to get all that silicone off of them. It's not real easy to get that off of there, so I'll put some good pictures up here so you can see this one. It's really not worth the effort because I don't see anything in here you can really bypass or change to make these work again. Now that we got this one set up here, I'll show you a couple things here you can check. If you've got a multimeter or a test light, this red wire, this is the wire that runs down and connects down there with your battery cable. This wire should be hot all the time. This should have 12 volts positive DC power on it at all times. Even when the key is off, that'll have power to it. Another wire here, you can see I've got my multimeter hooked up. I've just got the ground hooked up there above the starter. You can run it up here, the battery, it really doesn't matter. But with the key off, this orange wire should have 0 volts. No power. I've just got my lead from my multimeter stuck in there. But I'll show you here when I turn the key on. You'll hear me turn the key on. Watch the voltage here. That instantly goes up to 12 volts on the orange wire. Now watch when I turn the key off, there will be a delay. So this is a good indicator that this time delay module is working the way it's supposed to. Now I'll shut the key off here. Takes about a second and a half, and then the power dissipates on this wire here. Now, there is a capacitor, like I showed you there in the picture earlier, inside of this time delay module. My theory on this is that capacitor is blowing. I'll go ahead and show you here a few things that I think contribute to the demise of these things, and hopefully prevent some of you guys from having these things blow out in the first place. Number one is all of your connections here where this thing connects. Even the connection down on the starter there. You know, make sure that that is solid. The black wire where this connects back here on the block, make sure that is making really good contact and is tight. Check your battery connections to make sure that they are not loose. If your battery connections are loose, it can cause intermittent power to surge into this thing. And then the number one thing that I believe contributes to the demise or the failure of these things, and I'm going to demonstrate that here. I've seen the same issues with the X Series mower where they've got the module mounted up underneath the dash. Very same problem. But I'm going to try to show you here. I'm going to put the old battery back in it, and I've just got a Group U battery in here right now. This takes the Group 51, which, believe it or not, is like a $150 battery, and I just refuse to pay that much. But you can get these up to 425 cold cranking amps, and they work perfectly for around $45 to $50. So if you're looking to replace a battery, don't hesitate to put one of these smaller batteries in there. All right, I did put the Group 51 battery back in there and got it hooked up. And I will tell you too, if you want to use one of these U-style batteries, you'll either need to cut your cable ends off and replace them, which the next guy that gets this mower will absolutely love you for that if he decides to put the original battery style back in it. But you can buy these little adapters. I mean, these things are only $3, $4, $5 for a set, and that gives you the ability to hook up the battery cables that are stock on this mower without cutting them off. All right, I already know the battery I've got in there now is bad, but if you don't have a battery tester, this little auto fix OM129 Pro, and make sure you get the Pro version or it doesn't have the battery check function on it. That's a 500 cold cranking amp. This is after charging. 60 cold cranking amps. So this health of this battery is 1%, and it's recommended to replace it. So that's part of the problem, I think, that causes these to fail, and that's why I'm showing you this. Most of these garden tractors that I see come in here with one of these bad time delay modules on it also has a dead battery or a very low battery, or possibly somebody just replaced it before they brought it in. That's something that I'm going to show you here, why that dead or low battery will contribute to the failure of this time delay module. All right, what my theory is here is when you've got the key on, the key is on right now, and I've got 7 volts, so this battery is very dead. I've just got my lead wire in here, checking the voltage on that orange wire. And the first thing that everybody wants to do when they've got a dead battery is they'll hook up the battery cables to this. Especially if you hook up one of these jump packs, these things send a big surge into this battery. And my theory on this is if I hook this up, there's a really good chance it's going to blow that thing. What I'll do is set the camera up here so we can watch the voltage while I hook this thing up. Right now, I've got voltage on the orange wire. If this thing blows, we will lose power on that orange wire. And I do have my negative lead going in there, and I'm curious there, watch that battery voltage and see what happens here. Now I did hear a click. That could just be a relay in here somewhere, but that should have taken our voltage well up above 12 volts, which is what I think damages that thing. All right, so we'll try to start it here. Alright, so I don't think we blew that, but you could see from that voltage when we first hooked up that jump pack how high that voltage went. And my theory is, if you do that enough, that extra voltage is going to blow the capacitor in this thing. A lot of your modern cars, trucks, and even tractors are going to have a charging system that easily puts out well over 100 amps. What I would suggest is a low amperage charger. Just make sure you set it on something like 5 amps or possibly 20. This is going to be in the range of what your charging system will be on this tractor anyway. Replace your battery when it gets bad, and I'd be interested. Leave me some comments down below. If you've had one of these blow, was your battery good? Was it an old battery? Did you happen to put a jump start or jump pack on it when it failed? If you want to see another video, I've got plenty of videos here with other content here on YouTube. If you want to check it out, I'll put a link right here to another video. Thanks for watching. Till next time.